Hi friends, Don Barrar here with the January 2026 Real Estate Review and Market Forecast for Fountain Hills. Happy New Year, everybody! Again, the popular media continues to denigrate the housing market with articles about sellers taking their homes off the market and falling home prices. These comments are based on averages for the entire United States, yet this is not necessarily the case for all markets. Fountain Hills happens to be one of those healthy markets. Let's start with what happened to prices in Fountain Hills for calendar year 2025. What I did was download from the MLS the close of escrow date and price per square foot for each single-family detached home sold in Fountain Hills during calendar year 2025. Then I charted price per square foot versus the close of escrow date and generated a trend line. This trend line equation shows that the price per square foot increased by 0.56 cents per day. That's less than 0.6 of 1 penny per day, or about an increase of $2 per square foot over the entire year. Now, really look at this chart. Does this chart look like prices are really increasing to you? Of course it doesn't. Let's be a little bit more formal by performing a statistical analysis on this trend line to see if there's a real trend. The p-value is 0.91 for the price increase of 0.56 cents per day. For this to be significant, the p-value would need to be closer to 0.05, which is the 95% level of confidence that price increase is different from zero. Because 0.91 is so much greater than 0.05, I can confidently claim that there was no change in housing prices in Fountain Hills for 2025. And since there was no change in prices, it's safe to say Fountain Hills was a neutral market. This is what I've been claiming for the past 12 months. So all these dire reports on housing from the media were absolutely valueless. I think this is worth stating again. One should not use national averages to make claims about local market conditions. Full stop. For December, median selling price fell significantly to $775,000, and median selling price per square foot also fell to $343. These are the lowest results since the first quarter of 2024. This is a little concerning. The size of homes sold December was 2,248 square feet versus a median home size since January of 2024 of 2,459 square feet. This partially explains the lower median selling price. Small homes generally sell for lower prices. What was not expected is that the price per square foot also fell when it really should have gone up for these smallish homes. You see, smaller homes, given everything else the same, generally sell for more per square foot than do larger homes. Why? Because the value of the land is spread across less living area, driving up the price per square foot. Still don't understand this concept? I'll post a link in the comments section to a video I did that explains why this occurs. The number of homes sold in December was 49 units, beating my pre-month estimate of 47 units. Several homes that went under contract in December closed earlier than the customary 30 days. For the month of January, I forecast that 29 properties will close escrow. This result is consistent with the previous 3 years, where 26, 27, and 29 homes closed escrow during the months of January. To begin January, inventory declined to 193 units. This was expected as I had forecast at the beginning of the month that inventory would decline during the month of December because sellers do not want to have interruptions while preparing for the holidays. Still, inventory is about 10% greater than this time last year. I do anticipate that inventory will rise during the month of January. Now let's look at the inventory turn rate. This is calculated by taking the current inventory of homes and dividing by the number of homes sold the previous month. Inventory turn rate is a terrific measure of determining whether it's a buyer or a seller's market. A result greater than 6 months inventory is a buyer's market, and less than 4 months inventory is a seller's market. Anything between 4 and 6 months inventory is considered a neutral market in which neither buyers or sellers have the upper hand in negotiations and prices tend to be stable. We begin January with an inventory turn rate of 2.7 months, a strong seller's market. This result is in line with last month's forecast, where I predicted that we would begin January with an inventory turn rate of about 3 months. But I do not believe that we are in a strong seller's market. As we move through January, I expect inventory to again rise and sales to be at a pace that will result in a neutral market throughout the duration of the winter and early spring. That's it for the January 2026 Fountain Hills Market Report. If you have not already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Arizona Real Estate with Don Barrar, and I'll be certain to get you more great real estate videos and where to go and what to do in the Valley of the Sun. Talk with you soon.